Hey, this is Brandon Moon with Moonlit Fly Fishing. I want to welcome you to fly tying night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a great early spring or fast water pattern called the 2-bit hooker from Charlie Cravens. We're actually going to tie it a little bit different though. This will be the 2-bit rubber leg hooker. So with that, I want to go ahead and get started. I want to invite you to make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you leave us a comment. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notification. The hook that we're using today is the ML501. This is the premium Tagata series line of hooks made in Japan. And we're just going to use a 3mm bead on a size 14 to start. And the second bead is a 2.5. And I'm using the metallic purple in the 3mm and a 2.5mm floral purple just to add a little bit of sparkle and shine. The thread is Semperfli's Classic Wax 12/0 in purple. We'll lay a nice thread base on that all the way back to the bend of the hook. For the tail, I'm going to take a clump of whiting medium done CDL. I don't want a huge clump. I'm just going to take a small clump with even tips. You can use Indian hen saddle. You can use a black or a dunnish type color. I'm going to measure this out and I want it to be a little bit shorter than the length of the hook. We're just going to go ahead and get that on there. It's a little too long, so I'm going to pull it just a little bit. I can always shorten it, but I can never lengthen it out, so we always make sure we start long. We'll secure those fibers all the way up into the bead. I'll trim these out real quick. Alright, now I'm going to tie in a piece of Semperfli Micrometal in black. This comes on a spool. You can put it in a spool. I've just got a piece of it. Right here that I've cut off. Now I'm just going to wrap this. You can use wire if you want or another thread. I really like how this thread allows me to get a really good segmented body. So we'll wrap that back. I'm going to put a few wraps underneath that tail and I'm just going to pull that nice and tight. Now I'm just going to take my thread and create a nice tapered body with my thread. I'm using 12/0, but 8/0 definitely allows you to build this up a little bit more, but I like the 12/0 when I'm finishing this body or this fly off. So it takes just a little bit longer doing the body, but in the end I think it is a lot easier than changing to a smaller thread when I'm finishing. So we'll work this back and forth several times, about 6 or 8 times, creating a nice smooth even tapered body. This is a real heavy pattern that's going to get down in the water column really fast due to the excess weight, with keeping a nice slim profile that's going to sink really well. This makes it super effective to get down to water depths in the feeding zone fast and effectively as a Euro nymph, or if you're fishing early spring runoff or faster moving waters, this works great to get you down deep as well. Now that I'm done with that taper there on the body, I'm just going to half hitch, and you can see that I moved that thread, built a dam behind that bead so it sits nice and good there. Now I'm just going to take this Micrometal, excuse my dog's barking, and I'm just going to wrap a nice ribbing on this. Secure that down. 2 wraps over top, 2 wraps in front. The other nice thing is the Micrometal, I just use my scissors and it makes it nice and clean. Now I'm going to take the 1/32 Mirage Semperfly Semper Flash in the large Mirage tinsel. Okay, that's the widest one that they make. You could use the thinner one if you want, especially on the smaller size patterns. And I'm just gonna set that over the top at an angle where my thread goes over and attaches, snags that down. And I'm just going to secure that down. I'm going to use my bead to kind of wrap in front of that and push it back just a little bit. That way when I put my dubbing on, I'm going and hiding that over the top. I'm going to take some Purple Haze Club Dub from Snake River Fly. One of my favorite dubbings is this Club Dub right now. And I'm just gonna give a couple wraps in front there. Now I'm gonna go in between those beads. Want one more there just to use up all that space. Now I'm gonna pull my Mirage tinsel over the top. Secure that down with 2 wraps. Now I'm going to go in front, lock that in, pull it back, and I'm going to trim it going backwards versus forward. For my legs, I'm going to use a hairline micro grizzly leg. This is great for smaller patterns. I'm going to measure that out to the back side of my body there at the bend of the hook. And I'm just going to go over and lock that in place. Now I'm going to fold that over. Measure out the leg on this side. Pin that in. Go over the top. That one needs to come back up just a little bit. I can kind of play around with where it's sitting on there. Now I can whip finish. One, two, three. I'm going to do another 3-turn whip. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll trim that out. Now that we've got that done, I'm going to take some Solarez Thin Hard, and we're just going to apply a little bit of UV glue to the top of that shell casing. The original pattern does call for doing this on the body, but I've not found that I need to do that. I'm just going to secure that knot and seat those legs in there really good with that UV glue. Now I'm just going to take and cure that real quick. Gives me a nice little shiny shell case. Now I can take my scissors and cut those legs out on the front. And these legs I want to be about the same length, and they look perfect right now without any need to do anything. I've got a few unruly fibers here. Trim those out, make it a little cleaner. A nice heavy bug that's going to get you down deep real fast. This works as a great mayfly imitation pattern. I like the rubber legs versus the hen saddle legs on the traditional pattern. Just I like the movement and option. I think fish really enjoy that nice action from the rubber legs. So with that, I want to make sure and thank you for watching the video tonight. I want to invite you to make sure you like the video, drop us a comment, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notification. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.